All right, so now we're into it. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. We are going to put together our um, cement and concrete mixture. Okay, so what you want to do is go into your stuff and grab your mask and gloves, and go ahead and put those on because you the dust should not be inhaled from the concrete mixture, from the cement dust. So you got to make sure that you wear a mask for that, okay? All right. And then the next thing you're going to do is also get a cup, and you're going to get some water. I just have like a little thing of water here, and then also the little cups as well. So those are the things that you'll need. Um, um, so the first thing you're going to do is you will measure out, or the first thing you're going to do first is to identify which cement you're going to use. Now, there's two different kinds. One has stones in it and rocks. That's actually the stuff we're going to use for the footing. And then the more fine stuff is the stuff we're going to use for the stem wall, the stuff that looks like flour. Okay, so go ahead and take that stuff, and you know, I should be wearing gloves, but my gloves broke, so be careful putting on the gloves because they tend to break. So what I'm going to do is start out by measuring 4 of these little cups and put them into the red cup. So here's 1, 2, 3, and that's 3.5. Do one more. Okay, so we're going to mix this up in 2 different batches. So now what you're going to want to do is take one of your scrap pieces of wood, and you're going to use the small cup. So the measurement for the concrete is 1 to 5. So with 5 cups, with 5 parts cement, it's 1 cup water. So we have 4 cups in here, and so it's about a little bit, about 3/4 of a cup of water. And you don't put it in all at once. What we're going to do, what I like to do is I like to dig like a little hole all the way down to the bottom, so you can see. I don't know if you can see that. Dig like a little hole all the way down to the bottom there, and we're going to pour our water, not all of it, but just some of it, into the bottom down there. All right, so just going to mix a little bit of water at a time and just keep mixing that stuff in. So again, you should aim to put in about 3/4 of a cup of water into this cup as your mixture is being made. You don't want it to be too watery, but at the same time, you don't want it to be very like too thick either. Okay, so once it looks pretty good, then we're going to go ahead and pour that in place. So use your stick, and again, we're going to do this 2 times. So straighten it out a little bit here, a little bit there, and then come in place. Just keep smoothing this stuff out. Once your first one's in place, then go ahead and start spreading it out. Again, you want to make sure that your material is even, and you're going to also want to make sure that your J bars are centered, And then we'll go ahead and do another batch. Okay. Okay. Now this is going to be the remainder, whatever's left. It should be another 4. So go ahead and pour that in. And then we're going to do our water again. Same deal. We are going to make a hole right down to the bottom. And then you're going to pour your water into the bottom. Again, not the whole thing, just a little bit at a time. Mix water and mix. Okay. This second batch can be a little bit more watery than the first one. That's fine. I'm kind of pushing this stuff around. I'm trying to even it out as best I can. And then we're gonna just put this stuff in there. If the second one's nice and watery, it ends up making it flat because again, the water component is gonna actually, it's not like a cake mix or something like that. It's actually gonna be a component of the material itself. And you'll see at the end, we can put some water on the top to help sort of fill in spaces. We want to get this as smooth as we possibly can. And the way that we do that, by spreading this stuff out, but then also by adding a little bit of water on the top, is going to help to bring all those things to the surface, okay? Or the smooth part to the surface. See, I'm flattening it out. Okay. Keep adding as we go, very slowly. Bring it up to the level of the boards. And fill it in. Okay. And it's okay if it's soupy. Don't worry if it's soupy. It's going to turn into rock. You have to trust that, okay? Don't worry. Don't worry at all. Okay. Now, what I like to do, or what is done on a job site, is we're going to take like a stick and just even this out. So, I'm sorry, to make sure that everything fills in the bottom. Okay. So I'm just going to take a paper clip and I'm going to go into here and just make sure all these little parts are being filled, pushing into the corners. Okay. So, because again, this is going to turn into like a nice little cake. Pushing down in there. We're going to try and make this also as smooth as possible. So once you get everything in there, then we're just going to do the smoothing process. Okay, and the way that we do that is we're just going to be going back and forth across the top, patting things down. It's okay if some stuff goes over the side. That's going to come off later. Smoothing things out. Nice and straight all the way across. Make it as straight as possible. You don't want to really be moving too much material around, but it should smooth out pretty nicely. And then you're done. Repositioning making sure my J-bars are straight. That looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Okay, so that's it. Here, let's see if you can get a little bit of a better look here. Oops. goes. Looks. Oops, I cut my camera. There you go. And that's it. So go ahead, do your cleanup, and then you'll have to wait. You're going to have to wait 24 hours in order for this thing to cure. It will get hard in about an hour, and then you're good to go. So congratulations. Great job.